Hi there, welcome to another educational video documenting my Web3 expeditions. This video is about 3 airdrops that is ready for claim today, tomorrow, and next. I just decided, perhaps it's relevant to highlight them in the course of this video for the safety of, the public and of course my audience, so that you are prepared for the claim and doing so rightly. So I'm going to feature 3 airdrops ready for claim in the nearest term. So we'll start with let's go Twitter. So 22nd, that's later today, I believe 1 p.m. UTC, which is in around 3 hours from now. There's going to be Hyperlane. Now for Hyperlane, I did a video about that. Even if you are eligible, you needed to have registered. If you didn't register, you will not be able to claim stuff like that. Now, I didn't have time for this, well enough. I was not able to check my wallet, but I did register my main wallet. There was some bug, where when you reload the page, the registrations seem to have vanished. So I don't know if I registered well enough for this. My allocation was not tangible, but all good. I tried to register. You'll see registration is closed, but the claim is likely to happen here. At the very least, it's going to happen on hyperlane.foundation. So I'll add all these links in the description. Just ensure you're on the right portal when claiming. Okay, the next one is Initia. Now this one is important because, well, Hyperlane is going to list on Binance, I believe, and other exchanges. Initia is also going to list on Binance on the 24th. So this is on the 24th. Now for Initia, there was a testnet campaign. I participated, but not very actively. I did check my allocation for the testnet. I wasn't eligible. However, do well to check other categories. They have one called interwoven stack partners. Now for here, you will need to submit your EVM wallets. If your EVM wallet has some footprint on, their partners, you will likely be eligible. Then you can add Cosmos. For those who have TIA, Milk, TIA, check your Cosmos wallets and see if there's an allocation. But the one that people don't know about the most is this one. You may be eligible if you were active on their Discord, on their Telegram, and if you yapped about them, or not necessarily yapped about them, because when you look at the reward portal, that administered the X allocation on Kaito. By the way, if you are not on Kaito yet, you should be. Many airdrops are coming via Kaito. You can onboard with your Twitter account, and it will factor in even your historical posts about Web3 and score you already on that basis. Then going forward, it will continue to track your interactions with Web3 projects on X, whether your replies or your comments. So on board here. Now, if you look at the initial specification for the X allocation, so you will see here it says Initia is airdropping to the top 4,000 yappers on the Kaito 12-month leaderboard. 30-day claim starts at Initia mainnet launch. So the wording of this does not say that you needed to have talked about Initia. It's tracking the entire Kaito platform, the 12-month leaderboard. And if you're amongst the top 4,000 yappers, you likely have an allocation. So make sure you check. The claim page is likely to be on that here. It's likely to be here. Airdrop.initia.xyz. Yes. So for now, you can check your allocation. There's no registration required for this. Let's look at eligibility criteria. For example, for the other categories. Oh, it's just 5%. 5% to network testers, advocates, and users of the technology who have helped make initiatives. Okay. 25% of the total supply is allocated to Initia's vested interest project, a long-term incentive. I'll go through this later on. I want to see the interwoven stack partner category. So it says power users. Okay, so it's actually power users of layer 0. So obviously I'm not a power user. Now, but this said, you may want to check your wallets. You never know, because you may not use layer 0 directly, but if you've interacted with like layer 3 platform, you've interacted with jumper bridges, sometimes they route through layer 0. Okay, but for all 3 categories, it says power users. So I do have Milk Tia, but perhaps I'm not a power user. So, but just do well to check your wallets. Users of the initiation, part 1 and 2 testnets, that had the large bulk of the allocation, so I didn't get that, but I did get an allocation from the X category. I didn't get from Discord or Telegram. Okay, so that's clear there. The next one is Zora. So if you don't know Zora, you will find a link to Zora in the description. It's a tangible platform according to me, because you can post content on it. The resulting content is turned into a token, and where your content ends up having like traction, people buy the token. And for example, this post now, it has $6,000 waiting to be shared amongst participants and stuff like that. No, not participants. Like, it's actually a tokenized post. People buy the token and it appraises in value. The creator of the token gets an allocation of the token supply, stuff like that. So Zora is going to launch. I don't know if it's going to launch on Binance, but it's going to launch on Binance Alpha 23rd. Now, for this one, there has been some checker all over X, but the founder is claiming that, the checker has dummy information. But I did find a checker that maybe, is relevant in terms of allocation, size, and stuff like that. You can just try it, but of course, it's not the official one. But the reason I'm featuring this checker is because he factored in a wide range of criteria, okay, such as all this. There's one checker that is popular, but I think he just sourced information from the chain, and the founder is saying that that information is not established. It's just dummy information for testing purposes. I never know, but this checker at least factored in some possible criterias, so it may just give you a hint. Altogether, Zora is going to be listing tomorrow, and thus claimable. And people are bashing it, but who knows, it may do well because it now has a base affiliation. Bringing us to the end of this video, these are the 3 airdrops waiting to be claimed in the next 2 days. So now this is just the checker. You don't need to connect your wallet here. This is not the claim page. Take note of that. For the claim, you have to go to Zora directly on X, or the Zora portal. The link to Zora will be in the description, and make sure you get the link for claim. So there were 2 snapshots. Interesting stuff. So they did another snapshot more recently. I don't know if that will have a dedicated allocation or will constitute a multiplier, but between March 3rd 2025 and April 2025. So there was a recent snapshot. Bringing us to the end of this video. To conclude this video, now for Kaito, if you are struggling with Kaito, I'll put a community in the description that you should check out and join. I'm putting up tips there. It's basically a community for Kaito strugglers, so check it out. Contact me using this contact form on airdropc.com, and also submit your email here. To subscribe to Airdrop reminders, I'm working on 100 solid airdrop opportunities. Each will have its own publication tutorial. I'm currently working on the publication tutorials for each. I'll be sending the airdrops out to subscribers via email. Contact me using this contact form, this Telegram, or this Twitter. Subscribe to Web3 Wikis on all socials. Stay awesome. Take action.